We live, baby.
We live. We live.
We live. Facebook and YouTube. And we've already got a bunch of folks in here.
We do. We do. Got a
They
good
ain't got
crowd
nothing
going.
better to do on Memorial Day weekend on a Sunday, right in the middle of the weekend,
Well,
than to sit around and watch us.
I'm glad they're here, but I can understand that. We had plans this weekend too.
Yeah, I know.
But
we had a lot of plans. We've had plans.
But the park wasn't ready for us.
It was weird. They opened registration.
Yep.
And we registered and got a slot, and then they closed it. And then they opened it. I think
Dual audio.
Dual audio. You're hearing dual audio? Really? Let me just check. Dual audio. Let me check the mic. Y'all stand by. The mic.
Oh, he says, sorry, there's no dual audio.
There's
Stop it. Sounds fine to me. All right. We're gonna go with Mike and Shelly.
Y'all did that on purpose just to throw us off. Anyway, we like a lot of you had a lot of plans to do a lot of camping over the past, 9 weeks of this thing we have called the coronavirus COVID-19 quarantine, or as my coworker says, quarantination. And we are tired of quarantination. Now,
Yes.
we don't mind taking personal responsibility for ourselves, and we'll take personal responsibility for those around us by wearing masks where needed and keeping our distance. But it's time that that things start opening up, and I think the state parks and the Corps of Engineer parks, what I heard was that she's opening those up again by the end of the month,
Which is next weekend.
Yeah.
But
Here in the state of Alabama, our governor, Kay Ivey, she opened them and then she locked them down again. And I don't know if that was a double clutch or what, but a bunch of people jumped and we all got in line. We got our reservations, and then our hopes were dashed.
Well, I put in reservations from the very first weekend it was open all the way through the whole month of June. And just this week got canceled.
Victoria May Wallace, proud to see you, new to the channel. We're so proud you're here. We hope you check out some of our videos. Speaking of videos, we have a few videos in the can. And honestly, I've got 2 years worth of videos in the can. It's just a matter of finding time to put them together. But we shot a very important video this morning. And I have been shooting a video for about 2 weeks as I did some maintenance on the RV generator, because during the COVID-19, it forced us to come to the realization that we are not boondock ready. Had we been boondock ready, more opportunities would have availed themselves to us, and they were not, because we had no functioning generator and had not worked our water system out like we should have.
Well, that's true.
But that video is done, and I've just got to finish editing it. And those of you who are edit freaks out there know that the editing is the crazy part. Maybe I can just throw this thing together. No, there's no chance.
The editing part means that the video won't be out for a while.
No, I got to get it on the street. We need videos. We haven't done a video we haven't done a video since 9 weeks. We did a sticker review and a racetrack tour.
Video? Yeah.
It's been 9 weeks.
Oh my goodness.
Everything else has been hit or miss live streams. And, but we have a video. We're going to do a special video. And I'm going to edit that video about the maintenance on the Onan Marquee 5500 generator, which needed several things done to it. Now it's functioning as it should. And our buddy down at Tampa from This Nomadic
Hippie? No, This Nomadic Life.
This Nomadic Idea.
Very good. Sorry. We're back.
Typical. Typical. And it's a good day. It's a great day out
gorgeous
there.
outside, but I guess a lot of people must be also.
Bunch of country folks on the internet, and there's one tower, one cell provider in this area. That's Verizon, and it's been working fine up till now. It just decided to blink right there. Hopefully you guys are back. Amy McFarland, the off-grid empath. I've been thinking about you. I know you know that I've been thinking about you. Lisa Lipsticks, the Summers family. Proud to see y'all. Our epic RV adventure stepping out for a few to finish a recording Memorial Day video. We'll be right back. We had to do some of that today.
We did that.
Dave Bond, are you James's brother? You're the one that likes it stirred, not shaken, right? Dave Bond, right on. We can't wait to get back down there and camp with you guys again. Looking forward to it. Uncle Lisa Productions, Scott Jacobson Appreciation. Proud to see y'all here. How many do we have in the room? 23? Wow. For a Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Papa Drew's RV. Papa Drew, your voice is coming out as Japanese. Is it really?
No, it's not really.
It's not?
No.
Campgrounds in North Carolina. Let me check that one out again. Campgrounds in North Carolina and South Carolina are open. Come on up. Our epic RV adventure. Mr. Roboto, two restless retirees.
Hi.
Mr. Roboto, our Navy shipmate.
That's right.
So what have you been doing this week?
Working.
That's what I've been doing.
It's
That's not allowed. What if I'm working? Why do you have to work? If you're working, why do I have to work?
Why are either one of us working? We didn't quit our jobs in time.
Oh, Lord.
Then we became essential.
And then we were already former empty nesters, and now we're even more nesters. We've had another one come home to roost.
Yes, our boomerang children keep coming back. We throw them out and they come back.
And we're trying to empty the house, and we had to make trips to move stuff back in the house. Can somebody relate? Anybody, please? God, tell me I'm not the only one who's going through this. I want to retire. I want to leave. I want to take Matilda. I want to hit the road. And they're coming back home. God love them. I love them, but they're coming back home. I'm at a campground in New Hampshire, right on the Connecticut River, separating New Hampshire and Vermont. Sounds beautiful.
I bet it's pretty there.
I bet it is too. We've had some great weather, and as we predicted, now let's talk a little bit about our plans coming up. First of all, let me just say, I hope you folks are having a good Memorial Day. And of course, the most important thing is that we bear in mind what Memorial Day means to each one of us. Barbara's father served in Vietnam and Korea. My father served in Korea, Cambodia, and Laos, and they're both gone.
Right.
They're both gone. But the fact of the matter is, those who fought for our freedoms and died for our freedoms, today is the day, tomorrow actually, but this weekend is the time to remember those. And I know you patriots out there will do exactly that. Keep them in your hearts. Keep those families in your hearts of the most recent dead. And let's remember them this Memorial Day weekend, what the weekend is all about. Now, our plans involve, and I almost hate to tell you because every time we talk about them, we get jinxed.
Oh, well, then they're not saying nothing.
So we're going to get some ice cream later. Because, see, I don't care if we go get ice cream or not. I can't eat it. I'm lactose intolerant. So there you go. See, I gave you our plans, and if they're dashed, it don't bother me at all. How about that? Over the Hill RV, good to see you. So proud you're here. Lucky Dog Productions. Who are our moderators? Amy McFarland, Off the Grid Empath, is one of our empathetic. one of our
Poor
moderators.
Amy.
One of our Thank you, Amy. We certainly appreciate that. We do need moderators, though. I think our Epic RV Adventure.
They are, but they stepped away for just a few
stepped
minutes.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, our Epic RV Adventure. And if anybody else would like to be a moderator, we've been lucky. We don't generate a lot of focus on ourselves, so I don't know. We've been lucky when it comes to trolls or folks poking around where they shouldn't have. Asheville George. Asheville George says, give them the key and leave.
Well, we offered that. But the problem is we're still paying the mortgage.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not giving them the key.
They can buy it from us.
They can buy it from us. It's a big house.
It is. They can split it right in half. Anyway.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyway, if you'd like to be a moderator, I will moderate for you. I've been doing it for a while. Sir, I know you have, and you are now awarded your blue wrench. Thank you so much, Bob over at Lucky Ductions. He's a good one. Yes, indeed.
Did you see the 2 dogs that they've got now?
At Lucky Dog?
Yeah. 2 beautiful ones. Lucy's one of them, and I can't remember the other's name. Beautiful dogs. Beautiful. I think they just recently lost one. But anyway, beautiful dogs. Great sight.
Why do we do it? I mean, I often wonder that. Why do we do it? Knowing that their lifespan, depending upon the breed, is anywhere from 8 to 15 years. And we've got one over there on the couch right now that's pushing 16.
Yep.
And why do we do it to ourselves? We don't have to take on that pain of watching their lives and losing them at some point, but we do it.
Well,
but what a joyous period it is in between.
It's that unconditional love.
Couldn't imagine living without dogs.
Nope.
I can't. We've got a bull lab over there. She's what, 7 now?
She's 7.
And Scoot, Old Ironsides over there. We called her Old Ironsides because she got tore up by a bunch of dogs, and the doctors put her back together. Frankenscoot. Frankenscoot. She's got more scars and stitches.
There it is, Lucy and Maggie.
Lacey and Maggie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lacey.
We love them as much as they love us. Can't imagine life without a fur baby. I hear you, Bob. I hear y'all. Absolutely. I have a real blue ranch that Bob made me on my on the 3D printer. It's cool. I have loved and lost over 25 cats and dogs. I will always be a fur baby mom. Amy, I don't know how many we've had.
Oh, I can't even
count. Lifetime.
Yep.
A lifetime.
At one time, we had 6.
At one time. And the cat.
Time. Oh, yeah.
And 2 cats.
No, at that time, we only had 1 cat.
Okay.
So at one time, we had 6 dogs and 1 cat, 7 animals living with us. And we're loving them. And they live as long as their little lives will be.
It's not that I couldn't, I could sit here and I could start off in childhood with my earliest memories and start naming dogs and some cats along the way. But obviously that would the list would be on and on and on. But yes, I've always been surrounded by dogs. I was blessed to have a family that loved animals. And I love animals. I'm not much of a hunter. I just don't have that heart to do it, and I have nothing against folks who can. It's just not my thing. I love to fish. I don't mind putting a hook in one, and I'll throw them back, catch and release. But listen, if it's a big bass or a nice looking brim, he's going home in the pan. He's going at a big old catfish. He's going in the pan. But the fact of the matter is, I'm just not much of a hunter, and maybe that's because of my extreme love for animals. But anyway, let's go ahead and tell them about our plans.
Go ahead. I'm not the one that's going to spill the beans.
Well, we probably have already said it. Point is, we several weeks back, we started reaching out. If you have not watched William at Camper Life,
Yes.
His latest video was about when it's time to go. In other words, don't listen to the rumor mill and don't take it as hearsay that, oh, that camp is closed, or, oh, those state parks are closed, or, oh, that state has locked everything down. Don't do that. Now, you may run into some issues like we did where you book something and it turns out that they shut it down, or perhaps they were just a little too eager on opening up their website and they really weren't ready to open their parks. Either way, we've done that. But the point of the matter is, visit the websites, pick up the telephone and call the parks and find out if they're open or not. Simply listening to somebody say, oh, that park is not open. Well, it may not have been open when they tried it, a month and a half ago. Fact of the matter is, parks are opening back up. They're starting to get wise to the fact that being outdoors is a good thing. When it comes to the spread of COVID-19, it's harder to spread when you're outdoors. And also they're realizing that opening the parks, you can socially distance very well at a park. So just watch Williams' video on time to go. So it's a good one. But anyway, we picked up the phone. And I was just plundering around. I picked up the phone. I started looking at military installations, which were locked up tight. A lot of them, military installations were probably some of the first ones to lock up their installations, their facilities, their bases. And so I didn't hold out much hope that any of our old stomping grounds would be open. And even if they did, we figured the snowbirds had grabbed everything. Well, we found out that Pensacola was still shut down. They were opening and are open now, but they are booked to the hilt. And then I called our go-to over at Midbay Shores in Destin, which is operated by a military base, Maxwell Air Force Base in Montgomery. And the little girl answers the phone and I go, apprehensively, I go, well, I know you probably can't help me, but I'm trying to get a campsite. Expecting her to go, are you crazy? They're booked up until 2025. She goes, would you like one on the water or maybe on the back row? I went, on the water. Okay, let me see what I got. I got slot 10. It's right down on the water. I said, how soon can I have that? She said, well, you can have it this weekend. I've got someone booked in it next weekend, but you can have it this weekend. I said, actually, that's too early. I wasn't expecting this. And so we booked it for the end of the month for a week. Okay. And then, of course, I started thinking our friends over in Mississippi, Mike and Joan Riddle. And so I immediately grabbed the phone and called her back. And I said, that was the guy just talking to you, almost like it was trying to win a lottery again, I was just talking with you. Could I get another site? She goes, yeah. I said 11, 12, 13, 14, something along that waterfront there. And she goes, well, I don't have an 11 or a 12 or a 13, which would be close to y'all, but I do have 14. I said, good enough. So book them one as well. So this coming weekend, good Lord willing, and the creeks don't rise, we will be in Destin, Florida, finally, after our last RV outing was the Tampa RV show.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
It was, and it seems like forever ago, and it was January. Here we are in May. May is almost over, and we have not, in fact, some of you may get a kick out of this. Miss Barbara, are you watching the chat there?
A little bit.
What about Army Corps of Engineers sites, Mr. Roboto? They're open in the state of Alabama now. In fact, Miss Barbara's got us booked after we come back from Destin every single weekend through June and July.
I do.
She does. We're all over Lake Fall at the Corps of Engineer Parks. We love them. Some of you may find humor in this, and I don't know, maybe some of you have encountered the same thing. I know those of you who store your videos for the winter and then summarize them and bring them out, you probably have to check this out. But heck, mine's been sitting in my driveway since we left Tampa. We've had one road trip to take her to town and flush the tanks and fill up on gas and get LP and all that stuff, just to road trip her and bring her back 50 miles. So yesterday I'm working on the generator and I have to access the batteries under the hood. So I get my key out, I unlock my hood to the motor compartment, the engine compartment, and I raise the hood and a big old hornet flies out. Well, I find the hornet's nest in there. He's not too happy. If you know anything about hornets, even if you destroy their nest, they come back to that same area looking for it.
Yeah.
So I had to fight him off all afternoon. It was one particular hornet.
And he was big.
He was big. He wasn't a murder hornet, but he was big. He was big and he was aggravated with me. And I kind of wish the camera had been rolling because I had my hat off. I had my hat out there and I'm like, I'm doing the dance. I'm trying to work on the battery in there and I'm doing the dance like this. Trying to get to the fuse. Anyway, the kind of stuff makes you hurt yourself. So anyway, I get rid of the hornet's nest. It's a small one. And I get back under the hood and I hear something buzzing around this ear. And I turn my head while my head is in the engine compartment. I turn my head and there's a wasp nest about this big and it's covered. Now, wasps don't sting as bad as hornets, but they tear you butt up. They tear you up. And there it was. So we had to get the wasp and hornet spray out and spray that down, then knock that out. I had a wasp nest in my engine compartment. That tells you how sad things are.
Okay. Russell Pearson is new to our site.
Hi, Russell Pearson.
And he asked about the shaving foam.
Yes, it's not only is it Memorial Day, but it's also yak shaving day. So once you shave your yak, you put your shaving foam with the hair stubble and you put it in your boots by your bed at night, and the fairy will come and visit you and bring you stuff. Mostly stuff like cheese and bratwurst. But I love cheese and bratwurst. So
actually, isn't it a shout out to one of your favorite shows?
Of course.
When the boys were growing up.
It's a reference to Ren and Stimpy. Yak shaving day. Happy yak shaving day. Make sure you put your shaving foam in your boots by your bed at night. Love that show. Dropping back in for a minute. What did I just come into?
Michael, you know better.
Michael, just remember to put your shaving foam in your boots by your bed tonight. It's yak shaving day, and the fairy will visit you tonight and bring you bratwurst and cheese.
We've got how to garden.
It's Roquefort cheese, so believe me, you won't sleep through that, okay? KNR Destinations, glad to see y'all smash that thumbs up, peeps. 28 watching, 15 likes. I appreciate that. Yes, 28 in the room.
We got Roy and Becky's Travels.
Hi, Roy and Becky. Saw y'all last night with Box Van D and Jerry Holly and several on the live stream last night. I wasn't able to participate, but was lurking.
You were lurking.
Sometimes we lurk. We don't say anything, but we watch. Live stream next weekend, Chief?
Oh, well, we're not live now, so why should no?
We are live now.
Live now.
Guess where we will be?
Oh, we'll be in Destin, and yes, we'll do a live stream, and then we'll invite Mike and Joan. I'll get it out. Mike and Joan to join us.
The Gulf of Mexico will be right behind us.
Oh, that would be, it's such a pretty, if you guys ever get the chance, any of you who are ex-military, if you get the chance to come down, and it's actually in the Niceville area, which is right there by Destin. Little park, but it's really pretty, lots of trees for shade and a beautiful beach, and we're definitely going to enjoy that.
Is RV Kids in here?
Yep.
RV Kids, good to see y'all. It's been a long time. We apologize for not being as active on live streams and just falling way behind on watching videos. And the only thing we can do is apologize. I don't know. I wish I was non-essential, but
well, the problem is, Ricky's working
extremely
long hours. He goes in the morning and he comes home late in the evening, and he's exhausted. And I'm working at a senior center. We deliver food. Some people can do curbside pickup if they're able to.
But they still have to do the Meals on Wheels for the shut-ins. So how many are y'all feeding?
Well,
it's a small
our numbers
town,
are small, and it's just it's the stress. It's the stress of not knowing every day what's going on. It's just a lot of questions, and they have a lot of issues that need to be addressed, and we're not equipped to take care of some of their needs that they're used to having. And so we get home and we're exhausted. So anyway, I know that's an excuse, but we are.
But I apologize. I really do. There was a time when pre-COVID, when obviously I could not wait to wrap up what few things I had going at work, and race home and see who was on tonight and get online and catch a couple of live streams and and then watch some videos and comment and now I just drag home and the last thing I think about doing is sitting down at the computer, much less taking care of our own videos or live streams. I'm glad it's at least opening back up, because we're at a point now where I can just get on the phone to the boss and go, look, dude, too many hats. It's time to, you need to bring somebody in. In fact, you need to bring them in for the whole works. Because I told you a year ago I was retiring in April. And April was 70-something days ago.
Not 70-some.
Well, if we're 24th, we had the month of April, which was 30 days, because April the 1st was when I was going to retire. And 30 days and 54 days ago, I was supposed to be done. And me and Miss Barbara were supposed to be hitting the road. So anyway, yes, I hear y'all out there. You're all going.
Playing them violins.
World's smallest record player playing My Heart Bleeds for You. JW Carter, B1053 is live on iHeartRadio and on the air. Thank you so much, JW. I appreciate that. Type in the chat. We had a little emergency right here talking about work. We had a little emergency right here before we went live, and we almost didn't go live because I thought I was going to have to go to town to work on a transmitter or something. And JW, our son, JW Carter, went for me, and he says we're back on the air on iHeartRadio and on the air. And I'm anxious for him to tell me in the chat. It won't mean anything to y'all, but he can type in the chat exactly what it was. While we're waiting on that, I want to say hello. So proud to see y'all. Monique and Will.
Oh, yes.
At Living the Good Life RVing. If I feel apologetic toward anybody, probably none more so than you two guys, because we have totally missed your entire entry into the RV lifestyle. I know you bought an RV. I don't know what kind you bought. Is it a fifth wheel? Is it a trailer? I don't know what you got. And I'm so sad for that, because, prior to the end of last year, I know you had the death of your grandmother to contend with, and that was a tough period. And you finally got through that, and you got that behind you, and got your vision set on an RV, and you picked one up, and I don't know what you got. And I'm sorry. It's a toy hauler. Of course. I don't know why, but I've seen pictures of Will sitting on the back deck of a toy hauler before. So Linda Barker says, JW Carter to the rescue. He is a good engineer. He doesn't apply himself sometimes, but he is a good engineer. K&R Destinations. Oh, you guys are so heartwarming. What? They must not be talking about us. Amy McFarland, the off-grid empath. Hello, J.W. Carter. Good to see y'all. Let's see. Two restless retirees talking to Bob. I am on the phone. Hard to type. Haven't had this much trouble typing since Fred from A School. I know A School. We know what A School is, but Fred from A School, he was a radioman too, the quartermaster. What was he? You were crypto or radioman? Fred from A School. I went to A School in San Diego, Mr. Roboto, and they almost washed me out because this old country boy had never had typing before, ever, none. And of course, to be a radioman back in those days, a large part of what you did was on the old 6 kit, you would type. We typed all the messages, and they came out on 5-level punch tape, paper tape, which you would butterfly across your hand and tag and label. And anyway, point is, I don't remember Fred.
Okay. Hey, Blue Wave.
Blue Wave Odyssey. Good to see you.
Scott Jacobs in Appreciation.
Do you know the name of his RV?
Appreciation.
That's so cool.
It is.
Somehow the Flex, what? Let's get back up here. Somehow the Flex was not in program. Somehow the Flex was not in program.
Okay, that's a work thing. We're not talking work thing right now, so.
Somehow.
Who
was on the air live, not live today, but who was on the air doing a church service earlier?
Doing a church service for you, and he didn't get Flex in the program. So that great engineer just went down a notch there.
That's like John Wilkes Booth going back to Miss Lincoln and going, hey, can I get the bullet as a souvenir? I think JW may have been the culprit. He went back and had to fix it. But the point is, he's still a great engineer. I'll stick by that.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Fred is the machine that tested your typing accuracy and speed. Ridiculous education device. Yes, indeed. I was in Groton, Connecticut for submarine school and had to teach portion of the code class. So you had to sit in there, and they had computers. You put headphones on and listen to dots and dashes all day. And it's painful. It's painful, extremely painful. Let's see. Victoria May Wallace. Hello to Van Life with Gina Payne. Well, hello, Van Life with Gina Payne. Anyway, we're going to Destin next weekend, and I cannot wait.
That's going to be great. And we'll introduce Mike and Joan to the YouTube
the live
family.
Community. They know them. If they've watched our videos, they've been in 2 of our videos. One of them was when we interviewed them as when they got their first RV, and then we interviewed them as new RV owners, which we will do a reprise of that. Now that they've had it at least a year and have made a couple of trips, because COVID got them too. They've been sitting in their driveway. In fact, they've been urging us through the coronavirus epidemic to come over and park in their driveway in Mississippi.
I would have loved to.
Tempting.
But we're essential. Woo! So we wouldn't have got away anyhow.
So what have you got to do this week to prepare?
To prepare?
Honey?
My swimsuits are ready. I don't really have much that I have to prepare because we've been living here.
Did my Grecian sling come in, the swimsuit I ordered from...
Yeah, but it was so tiny.
Yeah, I know.
So very tiny.
Did you lose it in the lint filter in the dryer?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's what happened.
I'll just have to wear my thong then, I guess.
Whatever.
You don't want to be on the beach with me. I prefer it that way anyway. Just set me down there with a lawn chair, feet, toes in the water, and a cold one, and buddy.
And some good music playing.
That's heaven to me. I don't care if it's, I prefer it to be the beach, but it doesn't matter if it's a lake beach with mud. I don't care if it's a river beach with clay. point is, I want my toes in something cool and wet, and a cold one in my hand, and a lawn chair, and water out in front of me. So I love the mountains, and I can't wait to do our RVing in the mountains. But
oh, it's going to be gorgeous. I mean, Carrie and her husband, the roads we roam.
Russ.
I'm sorry, I keep up with the women more than I keep
Russ
up
and
with
Carrie at the roads we roam.
Yes, they have been doing a lot of boondocking, which has made us terribly jealous. But we're not full-timers yet. So, you know, right now, being that we are not full-timers, we have to go whenever we can.
Blue Wave says, my beard's near back. Mine's not, and I'm going to tell you why. It's not, I've been shaving it, obviously. Blue Wave Odyssey says, oh, that visual, Rick. My eyes, my eyes.
That's what I say.
I want to shoot a video, and once I've shot the video, you'll understand why I'm not shaving my face, because I can't be bearded to pull this video off right. And I need to go ahead and shoot it because I want my beard back. My face looks a little without it. It just looks tiny to me when I look in the mirror. It's just so tiny.
I don't know.
Anyway, you said your swimsuits are all ready.
My swimsuits are all ready. My frame of mind is ready.
Oh, frame of mind's been there.
I don't really have to do anything as far as work. Everybody there's got it all taken care of. And I don't know what else I got to prepare. I'm ready.
What about Matilda? And
she's packed to the gills with food right now. So I don't have to do anything with Matilda. I cleaned her out today. You're the one that's got to do things with Matilda.
This may not be a good idea. I'll tell you what. Let me put it out to the guys and gals in the chat. Matilda, about the time we went to Tampa, she developed a blow-by, the exhaust manifold gasket. You know, after 20 years, you expect little things, and the gasket blew out. And if you know anything about a blown exhaust manifold gasket, you lose compression, which means you're losing horsepower and you're burning fuel you don't need to burn. But at the same time, it also sounds rough. You know, it almost sounds like a clacking, but actually it's just air escaping the manifold at high frequency. And it drives me crazy when I'm driving down the road. I can hear it. So I bought the manifold gaskets, and I went in underneath the wheel wells on both sides, and I used 409 to prepare the studs on the exhaust manifold so that, you know, worst case scenario is you twist off one of those studs, you're in bad shape. So you cannot break off a manifold bolt or stud. So should I drive to Destin with the small manifold leak from the gasket and just deal with the, you know, the noise that I hear? Or should I go ahead and attempt it like I'm thinking about doing? I want to jump into it about Tuesday and get it done, but 20 years old, 20-year-old 454 big block Chevy. If I twist off one of those studs on the manifold, she may not be able to make it depending on where that stud is. So what do y'all think?
Don't mess with it. I drive in the car. I follow in the car. We don't tow it. I follow separately. So I don't get the loud noise.
Linda Barker says, loud. Let it be loud. Just get on down to Destin. Loud. Let it run.
So I say don't tempt fate, because if I have to, I'll just drive down to Destin and stay with Joan and Mike.
Amy McFarland, thank you so much. She has to run. Thank you for being here, and thank you for moderating. We appreciate it. Daydream about nice things. Gary says, let it be loud. It's not real loud, but if you're a mech head like me,
Just leave it and watch the temp gauge.
A techie. Oh, dude, I drive. My eyes are on the temperature and the voltage and all my pressures. I look at that before I look at the speedometer. So unfortunately, it adds to the stress. But Van Life with Gina Payne says she's got the 454 big block in her 73 step van. It's a great engine, great motor. The P30 chassis had those forever. And it's a strong motor. And this motor the engine only has about, I think I just went over 56,000 miles.
Yeah.
Which means the chassis and the motor, well, the RV only has just over 55,000 miles, and she is a 1999 bounder, but she's been lived in. So a lot of parking, less driving, more living, but still she's 20 years old and the rust builds up, and those exhaust manifolds, even intake manifolds, don't give up real easy. And I would just hate to, gosh, I want to get it done though. It drives me crazy when I'm going down the road. Let it be loud and go ahead, living the good life RVing. Take that adventure. And then maybe when I get back, I just take it to a shop.
Well, the problem with that is the shop.
She's laughing. She's laughing because I never take anything to the shop.
Well, that's true. But if you take it to the shop, they may keep it longer than
all of our engagements in June and July.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, we'll just go loud through June and July, I guess.
Well, you can work on it when we come here, when we get back from Destin, because Destin's the longest trip we're going to make for about 2 months. All the other ones are just to the
I've already taken the wheel well shield out. Do I need to put that back in now?
I don't know anything about that.
But do I need to put it back?
I don't know. Do you? I don't know. I'm in the car. I just want my RV at the lake or at the beach when I want to go.
She just wants
That's
it delivered.
Your job.
I show up, bring the RV. She was following me one time down to, as a matter of fact, I think it was Destin or Pensacola, somewhere down in there. And the trim around the door, I had just put some new trim. It's that little rubber trim that you force into the grooves on both sides. It covers your screw heads around the aluminum frame of your door, and it's just a rubber trim that goes in there. And I had put the new rubber trim in, but if you've ever dealt with that trim, it's hard to turn those corners. It wants to buckle up on you, and it didn't sit well up in the corners. But I went ahead and got it all in place and everything looked good. And we take off down to Pensacola, and we get down to Pensacola, and I go to get in the RV, and I realize, wow, there's all those screw heads again. Where's my trim? Big old piece of white trim. Now, there's nothing to it. It's plastic, and it was probably 15 feet long, around the door. And Miss Barbara goes, oh, we were way back down yonder in whatever that little town was, and I ran over a big piece of white stuff. I didn't know what it was. And I'm thinking, next time
I straddled it.
Next time we do that, you should call me. If it comes flying off the RV.
It didn't look like it came flying. It looked like you straddled it, and then I straddled it.
Okay.
That's what it looked like.
If my motor falls out, you might want to get on the horn.
Well, just get the RV to the beach, and I'll be fine.
All right. So I think the consensus is do not attempt to do the Honey blew a donut gasket out going over the Appalachians. I know you know a lot about that, Roy, and a donut gasket, for those of you who don't know, is in the exhaust chain as well, and it's where the header, the exhaust header, comes down and mixes with your tailpipe, and basically it's an area where there is some give there. when your engine vibrates and everything. But anyway, you blow a donut gasket, it gets noisy as snot going down the road. And it's not too much of a detriment. You lose some horsepower, and it's not the end of the world, though. Your engine is not going to seize up or anything, but it is noisy and it's pestering, and it's got to be done, and it's not a nice job, but I've got to get it done. Let's see here. Work watching. That is Daydream About Nice Things. I saw you last night eating pork rinds on Jerry Holly's live stream. Max pork rinds. Ain't they the best? You got to love Max. And the barbecue and Louisiana hot sauce version. I love me some pork rinds. Doing well, thank you. Blue Wave Odyssey. How y'all doing? Living the good life RVing. Again, that is Monique and Will. Let's see. We've been live for 47 minutes and 53 seconds. I don't believe that. Well, certainly is. Let's talk about what I got to get ready for Destin. I'm not going to do the manifold.
Okay. Yay.
The exhaust manifold gasket.
Yay.
So she is going to go all the way down there.
And all the way home.
And drive me crazy.
That's fine.
But at least I know what it is. It's not like a valve knocking or a rocker arm freezing up or anything. So let's see. I worked on the generator.
You did.
Got the generator going. I've worked on your steps.
Yay!
And any of you know anything about steps? This is actually, y'all know what this is? Take a close look. Any of you have ever worked on cars before with electric windows? You probably know what that is. That's a drive motor right there. You apply 12 volts right here, and then you reverse polarity, and that lets you window down, and you reverse polarity, and that lets you window up. It drives your motor, which drives your window gears and lets your electric windows up and down. Well, guess what? Very same motor used by the company that builds the auto steps here on the Bounder. And we've had a problem with the mechanism. We've had a problem with the gearbox and the motor. And I was able to work on it enough to drive the steps out for short-legged Miss Barbara so she can get in and out of the RV. But this will have to be installed before we go to Destin. But it's only 3 bolts, mounts underneath, and then connect to the control module. And you got your steps coming in and out. So got that. Something else I did, and if you've not already done this, if you have an older RV and you've not already done this, you need to get out and take care of it. If you go around your RV from the tag to your running lights, which are your red lights in the front, your orange lights in the front and your red lights in the back, you've probably got these little guys right here. Can y'all see that? Just the little incandescent bulb. When you get enough of these around your RV, you're drawing amperage. It's also producing heat. Some of you may notice that some of your lens covers over the years become burnt or discolored because of the heat put off by the incandescent bulb. Well, I've gone around the RV and I've replaced all of those, including the tag light, with the LED equivalent. Now, these are actually brighter. These are LEDs, and they have the same type connector. They're just slotted connectors. And this, of course, reduces your amperage, your draw on the batteries. And they run cooler, and they'll run longer. In an incandescent bulb, in this bulb right here, you have one filament. One filament. When it's gone, it's gone. Look at all the LEDs on this. It's going to last you probably the remainder of your time in whatever RV you have right now. So LED lighting throughout your RV, and I'm not talking just the outside. You can get all of your bayonet lights that fit in your inside receptacles, your lighting fixtures. You can get those LED as well. And if you have an older one like we have, every light in the basement, every light in the RV, every light on the RV is an incandescent bulb and constantly sucking amperage. And amperage is what you want to save if you're boondocking. Go around your RV. Now, if you order online, let me tell you something about this. If you go to the auto parts store and you buy two of these will run you $15, $16 easy. Two of these, $15, $16. I got a bag of 20 on the internet. I think I got them from eBay. I can't tell you exactly where they came from. All it says on the label is AUCAN, Alcan LED. Oh, I see why they're so cheap. They're made in China. And I opened this. Oh, no. Where's the hand sanitizer? Anyway, I got 20 of these, which more than took care of every light on the outside of my RV. In fact, it took care of dual lights back there on the tag light. And I think I paid $16, $17 free shipping for a bag of 20. So just be careful. If you go to the auto parts store, you're going to get two of them for about 16 bucks. Get rid of these. You don't need them. All right. Have you been watching? Ha, 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 ha. That must have been about the...
Monique and Will had to leave.
Monique and Will. Love those guys.
I do. Pause and effect. Every light on the house is on. Another song. They've been singing along all this.
Roy and Becky's Travels, they didn't have those type of bulbs in the 1992, 82. Ours are really tiny 57S's. You know, I don't know about the 57S's. These are C192s, I think. 194s. C194s is what we had around the bounder. Just about every place there was an external light. And this was the LED equivalent to a C194. But maybe if you keep plundering around, you'll find them. I know you've got an 82. What else has been going on? Got to go, but we miss you guys. Can't wait to connect and catch up. I hope so. It's Monique and Will.
Oh, yes. We'll have to make it a plan.
It is 3:54. Who comes on after us? Nursing our travel bug?
I believe so.
Because I don't know anymore. I got all situated last night to watch Blue Wave Bob because I felt bad that, I just had not been able to tune in, and I was home in time to do it. And so I jumped in my chair here and wheeled it around and pulled up my YouTube, and there was Mark and Carrie. Great show. Enjoyed it. Mark, Carrie, and Gus. Mark, Carrie, and Gus. But it got me. I had to go back and watch a couple of videos. Had to go back and watch your last Saturday video, Bob, to see what had transpired. But when things get busy, they can get on you. It's like the Saturday night for us. It was just too hard to sit down and try to come up with something. It was easier just to get together on a Sunday and just chat like we do here. And as Miss Barbara says, Ricky runs his mouth, and I try to get a word in edgewise.
I don't try too much.
Here.
Screwdriver. Anyway.
But anyway, I saw Mark and Carrie.
Yep. We watched.
And Gus.
And Gus.
Gus needs some Ritalin.
Gus is exhausting.
I need Ritalin. Which one is the one that calms you down? That they used to give all the kids, because everybody had, attention deficit disorder. Every kid in the 90s had attention deficit disorder, and that's how they medicated him. But was it Ritalin? Ritalin. So either I need Ritalin or Gus needs Ritalin. One of the two of us got to have some relief. Maybe if we both take Ritalin, maybe Carrie needs Ritalin. Carrie and Gus.
Poor Carrie.
You're hot! You're hot, baby! Hot! Woo! You get that arm back behind me. Ah! You're hot, baby!
At Well, yesterday he had a tail.
He had a tail.
Well, Mark had the same color shirt that Gus had. You can do a Gus video.
You hot, baby. Shut up. I said, forget this. Okay, I'm done with Gus. Nursing our travel bug. Pause in effect. We haven't said hello to them. This is the one live I attend each week. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, we do too. Yes, absolutely appreciate that.
Every light in the house is on. Another song.
Yep.
Every light in the house is on. The front yard looks like the crack of dawn. Ain't many songs I don't know.
You know,
I used to challenge them, didn't I? I'd
Yeah.
challenge people. I'd have the guitar and I'd say, name a song. I could sing something about it. I'd even ask them to just come up with a word. Just say a word and I'll sing a song that's got that word in it. That's how much useless information resides up here. And at work, they try to teach me new things. Oh, we got these new quarterly reports here that we have to fill out, and what we're going to need you. And I go, stop. Here's what you don't understand. My head is full. My brain is full. If you put anything new in, something else got to fall out. Nothing new. I don't need anything new. I got everything in here that I needed. It's taken me 62 years to cram everything in here. I don't need no quarterly reports, new quarterly reports, or I'm an engineer, not a GM.
Well, you're a GM right now, but
Right now. That's about the end.
that's about the end. Well, we got like 2 minutes left.
Nursing our travel bug, if you would please, now you can have the final 2 minutes. I will not say a word as I go to find the link for nursing our
Lucky
travel bug.
Dogs already put it up for you.
Well, that's what you got moderators
That's
for.
what you have moderators for.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you so much. Gus. Anyway, nursing our travel bug is up next. And they always have a great live stream.
Yes.
It's fun to watch the family. It's even more fun to watch them when food is involved.
Yeah.
I don't know if any food would be involved today, but I plan on watching them. I hope you do too.
And I guess it's about time.
Amit?
Emmett? It is. It is.
We hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend and
Absolutely.
remember those fallen dead who served our country and gave the ultimate sacrifice. We're going to take time to remember
My dad.
James Edwin Peirce, United States Army,
Yep.
and James Roy Carter, United States Air Force, and all of those who have fallen in defense of this country and the freedoms that we enjoy in our everyday lives, even the freedom to go camping.
Yes, absolutely.
Happy Memorial Day. I almost hate it when I say Happy Memorial Day, but Happy Memorial Day.
And until we see you again,
Fair winds and following seas. You hot, baby, you hot. Ah!